What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dr. Quack podcast. I have with me, as always, here the manager of champions, Eric Nelson, and I also have the owner of Flashback Games here, Mr. Will Geiger. So first, I would like to start. Here with Eric Nelson. You have some news.
As a lot of you know, 2020 has been a rough year, especially in the world of professional wrestling. We have lost two staples where wrestling in Georgia specifically is concerned. One, Mr. Keith Gervais, he was the #1 wrestling fan at every Georgia wrestling show. If there was a show somewhere, he was there. And he was there with bells on, rain, sleet, shine, you name it, he was there. And this one, that one hit pretty hard, but this one hit really hard as well. Mr. Dallas Riley, also known as Stephen Bolin, died as a result of meningitis, from what I've been told, this past Thursday. For those of you who don't know Dallas Riley, most of you watching this do. But a little history: the first show I ever ran on my own, Mr. Riley was one of the first volunteers, one of the first people to be booked for the show, and was also involved in the opening match against Ash. He also reached out to a close personal friend of mine during that show that I used to watch all WrestleManias with growing up as a kid. Made her feel welcome, actually made her a believer in independent professional wrestling. He was a true ambassador to the sport. Babyface, heel, it didn't matter. He always got the crowd behind him, even when he wasn't supposed to. Definitely hit hard. Lost a lot of really close friends this year, and I really hate that we're here again. And God willing, next time we broadcast this, it won't be so grim. So without further ado, a moment of silence while I do the traditional 10-bell salute.
Yep, I mean, our condolences here at the Dr. Quack podcast to him, his family, and his fans. So I'm going to move on here from this. So, Will, what's going on over here at Flashback Games?
Not a whole lot. We're actually trying to get a couple machines up and working again. We have a Zoids machine that's from Japan, and it's actually pretty cool. It's like you're kind of driving a tank or a big lion or a dinosaur, and you try to fight other big mech monsters in there. And we have two of them. We're wanting to get both working so you can hook them together and play each other on it. So we're hoping to get that up real soon. But right now, that's what we got going on project-wise.
Okay, yeah, I mean, if you haven't been to this place, if you're in the Marietta area, you definitely want to come down here. This is just an awesome place, isn't it, Eric?
I agree. And if I have not covered this before, in respect to Flashback Games, we have the only 8-foot tall Gallagher machine in existence. I'm 6 foot tall, and I have to stand on a stool and play it, and it is amazing. An 8-foot tall Gallagher machine, I mean, you don't get no better than that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as you can see, we got a little decor here with E.T. and the Gremlin here. I mean, you see so much stuff from great movies here that it's a great nostalgia. Also, I don't know if you can see, but this shirt, when he came in with this, I just loved it. I was like, I got to showcase this one. I don't know if you can see it. But
it's even cooler than this one, which, well, yes.
Yes, Betty White on there.
With a flaming chainsaw.
With a flaming chainsaw.
Riding a John Ritter Centaur.
Riding a John Ritter Centaur. Man, I'm telling you, that's just awesome. I'm like, that's probably a great idea just to make. It's like, boom. I'm telling you. If you want one of those, you need to contact this man. I'm telling you, he will sell them, I'm sure, if you get them.
Yeah, definitely. If I get enough interest, yeah.
Enough interest in there, so
Absolutely.
definitely put it down in the comments below so we know. So here we go, folks. We're going to get into the news. Okay? The latest of this week. There it is. But first, we're going to get to Payback. Let me do that real quick, too. Payback, because everybody loved that pay-per-view a week after SummerSlam. I mean, no build-up, no hype. You know, and this is me, I'm going to tell you, the good here. okay? Keith Lee over Randy Orton. Keith Lee getting his push, and, I'm very happy. On Raw, he ended up, making the triple threat qualifying. Of course, he didn't win there. But, it was good to see him get that push, which he deserves.
Yeah, in regards to Keith Lee, I've worked on the indies with Keith. It's good. He's finally getting his due. He has paid his dues. I can't wait to see what he's going to do in the future.
Yeah. And also the good, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler coming out there winning the tag team titles. And we'll get into the story later on about
did
them.
you really expect anything?
No, it was beautiful. She had 2 submissions on at a time. She had pretty much, Bailey's arm choking out, Sasha Banks' arm choking out Bailey and tapping them both out. It was just incredible. I loved it. The bad for me was Bray Wyatt dropping the title to Roman Reigns. Yes, they had to set this up. Thank God Bray Wyatt didn't get pinned on this, because I felt like that would have been horrible. Braun Strowman, of course, doing the JOB. It's just like, why are you setting this up? I get it. Here, let's do a week after. Let's give Bray Wyatt a week-long championship reign. That's ridiculous. The guy deserves, a little more respect than that. They could have made that gone to Survivor Series, and then he dropped it. But no, we had only a week. Sorry, Fiend. I know you're all powerful, but we're just going to job you out.
I agree. I don't understand what direction they think they're going with that. The Fiend is obviously one of the best-selling gimmicks they've had a long, long time. Because, and you guys have both heard me say this, one thing that wrestling is missing is what made wrestling great was the larger-than-life characters. Which the Fiend, of course, especially with Firefly Funhouse and all that, you have a larger-than-life character. You have something that people can get behind, and merchandise flies off the shelves. You can't find Fiend masks in stores. It's just that hard to get. Even the puppets from the Firefly Funhouse, heck, those fly off the shelves. Those, I don't know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally agree. And the ugly for me, I'm going to go with kind of Big E and Sheamus here. I get it. They want to push Big E. Okay? They want to get him out of the trio, the New Day, and get him on his own. But the match just wasn't, I didn't feel it was up to snuff. I didn't feel like it was something that, oh my God, I had to stay and watch this the whole time. I was more like, I need to go to the bathroom because it's a bathroom break match. Just didn't have the hype behind it for me.
Bathroom break match.
The classic Val Venus versus Test,
Right.
That was always the great one on the Attitude Era. But, between that, Matt Riddle and Corbin,
that was my bathroom break match.
Yes.
That was absolutely horrible. They blew up in 5 minutes. Seriously. It's like they had nothing to go with. And Corbin's a dumpster fire. I'm sorry. But the guy's a dumpster fire. Jeffrey Bravo, I totally agree with your analogy on Baron Corbin. The guy is a walking dumpster fire. It's like, seriously, we're sick of seeing Baron Corbin. King, there was King Haiku. There's been King Harley Race. You know what I mean?
Jimmy King.
Jimmy the King.
What would Jimmy do?
But most importantly, the Macho King. And it's like, you want to tarnish that legacy? Even King Booker, for that matter. But you want to tarnish their legacies and put it on a clown shoe like Baron Corbin? Seriously, that guy's a walking dumpster fire. He adds nothing. No value, nothing. He is not marketable. He's hot garbage.
Tell us how you really feel, Eric.
I would book Paul Lee. I would book Paul Lee as King Paul Lee over Baron
God.
Corbin.
We'll get into that next week here. Stay tuned on that. So, yep, all right. And that was our review. I'm giving it overall, the Payback pay-per-view, I'm going to give it about a B-. I felt it had some good matches, but nothing really outstanding. A couple of the goods, that really doesn't outweigh the bad. So now on to the news, on to what's going on this week here. You want to hit the bell, Mr. Eric Nelson. There you go. See, look, he is on it today. Yeah. So Vince McMahon, this just came out yesterday. Vince McMahon has threatened punishment against any wrestlers who are associated with third parties. They have 30 days to cease and desist. That would be October 2nd from using anything like Twitch or YouTube or any other third-party channel doing interviews on. That personally pisses me off because I was enjoying the interviews watching on Dead Meat where I got to see the Iconics and Sin Cara and Alexa Bliss and Otis and many others on there. Even Baron Corbin, you know, he was on there talking about horror movies. I love those.
And it goes back, I mean, Vince has been doing this for years and years and years. If it ain't his idea, he takes a lead on it. And I have to be honest here. He ended a perfectly good business relationship with the Macho Man Randy Savage over the Slim Jim deal, which Macho Man was being swindled out a lot of money. And they agreed to pay Macho Man his due, but also give Vince what they promised him. To me, it's like, if it ain't Vince's idea, all he's trying to do is bleed these guys dry. That's why there's so much dissent within his ranks. That's why people want to leave his company in droves, why so many people ask for releases. I don't blame them. Here's the thing, and this is me talking as a promoter. Yes, I know I'm not Vince McMahon. Yes, I know I don't have his money or his clout. Before you guys even say anything like that to me.
Oh, put it in the comments, please. Put it in the comments.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say this, okay? From a wrestling promoter standpoint, if you guys are going out there to bring more relevance to my product and i.e. help me make more money, you make money, I make money, it's a good day. I'm never going to step on these guys' opportunity to go out there, not only to help themselves be more relevant, but help themselves and the company become, wait for it, larger than life. And that's what's taken away, and that's why we are in that 5-year period of stagnation. Thank you, Vince McMahon.
You heard that one there. So, you know, here we go. We got some new one here. Brock Lesnar, a free agent. Possibly looking to fight John Jones in an upcoming UFC battle. Dana White has talked about how he would love to book this. Let me ask you first here. Would you want to see Brock Lesnar in the UFC?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Would you think he'd be better fit there, or would he be better fit in the WWE?
I should probably WWE.
WWE?
Yeah.
Well, here's one that you may not know about, fellas.
I'm ready to hear this.
So, Mr. Brody Lee, who used to be Luke Harper in the WWE,
Oh, yes.
has publicly warned Brock Lesnar not to attempt to come to AEW.
Yep. That's on my list, and you are definitely right on this.
And that speaks volumes to me. I know a lot of guys are high on Lesnar, but honestly, he's stale.
Yeah, I mean, I love Brock Lesnar. I'm a Brock Lesnar guy because he doesn't need to come out there every week and beat someone's ass. When you see Brock Lesnar on the marquee, you automatically know this is going to be a fight. You know, it don't matter who it is. If it's Randy Orton, CM Punk, if it's, you know, whoever, it does not matter. You're just like, all right, Brock Lesnar's getting ready to whoop somebody's ass. You know, that's why I love seeing him out there. I mean, except when he's fighting Goldberg, because instantly when you know he's fighting Goldberg, it's a 5-minute gas match, and don't matter who wins, it looks like crap.
Yeah, I agree with that. And being a Goldberg guy for many years, you know, and people talking about Goldberg going to AEW, I'm like, why? Like, let these guys go home with some dignity. Make room for these new guys. Make some new monsters. Make some new, you know, next big things.
Yeah. It would be nice to see some larger-than-life talent come out.
And to quote Goldberg on that, who's next? Absolutely. Let the old guys go home. You know, give them a Legends deal. You know, give them an ambassador deal, whatever you want to do, so they can focus on the stuff that made them great, instead of, oh, let me bring you back for, you know, a Geritol and a pole match. I mean, seriously, let these guys go home with some dignity. It's like, we've seen The Undertaker already, and I love The Undertaker. But dang, let the man go home. Make way for these new superstars, because you know what it tells me? It tells me they have no faith in their new talent. They have lost the ability to go from cookie cutter wrestling to making these guys their own larger-than-life character. Just like they're crapping all over the Fiend. It goes back to that again.
It does. It's all crazy like that. So here you go. Next story here. The Rock and his family, Kevin Nash and AJ Styles have all, in the last 2 weeks, have contracted coronavirus. I mean, AJ Styles has said that he has wanted to change the way of doing things. Also, The Rock there, he has totally, has changed rules in his house and everything. And, it's pretty crazy that this would affect Kevin Nash and him. We're talking back and forth. We just wanted to send our condolences out to them, and hopefully they go into a speedy recovery
Rock,
here.
AJ, Kevin Nash, we're here for you, brother.
Big story here, was it Roman Reigns' idea to become a heel in the WWE? Have you seen this? Have you seen
I haven't seen that yet.
You haven't seen that at all?
No.
Oh, here's one thing. This has been asked to me a lot lately. This whole retribution thing.
Yeah.
It's like, is Roman Reigns a member and or leader of the retribution? I don't know. I mean, he was all right with the Shield, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Not with his pull, man. He's got some serious stroke there, man. And now you got Paul Heyman managing him, so it'll be interesting. Let's see how that comes out. We're going to take a quick commercial break here.
Well, hey everybody, Eric Nelson, Manager Champions here at the Marietta, Georgia Flashback Games. Notice right here, we have the only 8-foot tall Gallagher machine known to man. It's one of my personal favorites. Of course, I'm not playing right now, so my character's getting killed. But let me walk you around. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Mr. Roger Oswald.
Alright, let me show you my face.
One of the owners here at Flashback Games. We're doing the whole retail thing here. We have NES cartridges for sale at competitive prices. We also have the N64 cartridges here for sale as well. And note a few other classic retro systems as well. Right here, all the stand-up arcade games. Y'all come with me. Say what's up, everybody. Thanks for coming in today. More perennial retro favorites. And in here, folks, we have a retro lounge for all you couch potato gamers like myself. This TV itself, just like our living room back in the 80s and 90s, you have the original NES, the original Super Nintendo, the original N64, and the original Sega Genesis, all ready to go right here. You go up and see Mr. Roger. Any game you want for these systems, come in here with your favorite beverage, favorite food. Hey, the possibilities are endless. In here we're set up for more of got some VR here. Now this one I'm proud of. It's an electronic pinball machine. There are more than 50 pinball games loaded into this machine. It's awesome. Now of course in here you can throw your birthday party with 20 of your close friends. Go see Roger, who'll give you competitive pricing. And of course, everybody asks me, how much does it cost here at Flashback Games? Well, for the low price of $11, you can come in and play all the games you want from open to close. And you can't beat that deal, folks. You can't beat that anywhere. We are coin free. That's right, Flashback Games is coin free.
And we're back. All right, got a little second half news here. So, Maru Rona has left NXT. He is no longer going to be with the company as commentary. Right now, they're saying Wade Barrett is going to be on a week-by-week basis, but it could become permanent. How do you feel about Wade Barrett commentating on NXT?
I'm with it, actually. That Morrow guy is a crybaby. He's too thin-skinned to actually be in the wrestling business, in my opinion. We don't need crybaby, millennial types. Walk around messing things up. This is supposed to be professional wrestling, not ballet.
He had that issue with JBL years back,
yes,
right?
He did.
Yeah.
And from what I've gathered through sources with several others as well, that he's a crybaby, kiss ass, and honestly, I wouldn't think this man needs another yes man. I like Barrett's approach. He's a no nonsense, does not sugarcoat. I know this personally, and I'm behind it. Definitely, we need some oomph behind that table.
Definitely. So here we go. Next one here. Renee Young. Her phone is ringing off the hook, according to her agent. Fox, ESPN, NBC has reached out to her. Of course, AEW has reached out to her. Where do you think her landing spots would be, guys?
To the highest bidder.
To the highest bidder.
Yeah, I agree.
Where would you like to see her? She knows how to do commentary very well.
It would make sense for AEW since her husband's there, but same token, Cement don't always pay the bills. I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. If I were in her shoes right now, and one of the others would offer me a lot better and more lucrative deal, that'd be more advantageous to me, I would say, shoot for it, girl. Take your big chip and play it.
There we go.
I mean, that's my advice.
I agree.
You go with that one, yeah. I mean, personally, I would, if I was her, I would love to see her more go NBC. I think like she is a good commentator. You know, I think she could tell a good story. So here you go. AOP gets released. How does this happen? Okay, I mean, you have two gigantic guys that you could use in this ring that can actually work decently. And they say, no, good luck in your future endeavors. How does that make you feel?
Here's the problem. and I've said this a lot over many interviews, over many office drinking sessions, whatever you want to call it. Vince wants to sign everybody and get his hands on so nobody else can make any money. And then he takes these guys and does nothing with them. Nothing. He did nothing with those guys. Wasted so much potential. I mean, it's ridiculous. Those guys were monsters. They could have been. Plus, they had Precious Paul Ellering as their manager for some time. Why did we continue that? Everybody knows that Ellering is one of the most, not only one of the greatest managers of all time, but one of the most financially smart managers of all time.
I am.
And he could have taken those guys to the next level had they let him do his job. But oh no, it wasn't their idea. So let's, insert cornet face here or whatever, all over it.
So yeah, here we go. Now this is something that's really intrigued me here because this week, of course, Sasha and Bailey, as we knew, they were going to split, right? But earlier this week, also the Iconics split. Do you feel like the women's tag team division is at full force, or do you feel it's losing its strength? Because you got the champions.
Well, one thing Vince has let go of the wayside for many years, and he even kind of did this with Gallows and Anderson. He doesn't put a lot of push behind his tag team division, whether it be male or female, men or women's. And of course, Peyton Royce is getting a lot of steam on her own. I can see pushing her as more of a singles act than a tag act. But at the same time, and one of my great mentors, Road Warrior Emerald, said it best: tag team wrestling in today's wrestling is a lost art. I would love to see the tag team wrestling come back. To me, that's one of the things that made wrestling what it is today. It's like, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. By the way, my Dr. Quack 2 thumbs up here is going to Peyton Royce. Love her YouTube channel. I'm telling you, go check that out. She's also doing bodybuilding. I actually find it entertaining. And my final thought here, movie of the week. And I want to say this because I'm real happy to say it. Happy birthday to Clint Eastwood, 90 years old. Wow. I mean, really, just that's incredible.
Yep, go ahead and make my day.
So my movie of the week is one of my favorites from him, and that would be Pale Rider. It's an old classic where he was playing a preacher going into a town to try to save them. I'm telling you, if you like old school Western style movies, watch that. I'm telling you, you'll even see Willard over there from Footloose. He was in that movie as well,
yes.
Younger there. But real classic there. I would like to thank Mr. Will Geiger for being on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron, for being on. And I'm out. Oh, sorry. One more thing. Casting call next Saturday. Check it out.
Yes,
Be
right
here.
here. Flashback Games,
Flashback.
2 p.m. We were only looking for the best and the brightest for this film. So, we'll be watching.
All right. I'm out.